Welcome back to the map breakdown. Today we're going to be doing the season finale, Game of Thrones. Lots has happened, a lot of predictions. This season was crazy. And let's start in Qarth. We have a bunch of deaths here. The Warlock died to the dragon fire. Doxos died to Daenerys. And Doria as well. There's a lot less characters there now. In my prediction, they said they're going to Astapor to get boats, I think. Astapor, and I can see them, Slaver's Bay, I can see them not stopping at Astapor. I can see them continuing onto all of these little islands and towns, and just because they have all of the riches from this, and they got the city, so her gains are going to be like exponential going forward. So they're going to be like more and more, I would assume. I think the hard part is probably behind her, and this whole season was the hard part. Okay, now deaths and our predictions on deaths this season. What were wrong, what were right. Let's start going through these because there's quite a few. Corn Halfhand, such. How is this important to the grand scheme of everything? Yeah, Corn probably right here. Like mid-range importance. High surprise because I saw it coming in the episode, but not really see it coming. Let's see here. Maester Lewin gets killed, and important, but I'm going to put him right above Roderick Cassell. Just a devastating loss for House Stark. They're losing all of their core leadership and that kind of stuff, and it's truly becoming dire for them. Bran's already left. I don't know if these two, did the Iron Islanders all die? I'm going to put them on here. I didn't care, to be honest. Doria, not important at all, but mid-level shock that she died, and also Doxos right next to him. That was put in there. The Warlock on the death chart. We're stacking them up on this death chart. Oh, and another thing, someone told me that the actor who played Ilan Payne died. I put him on the death chart just for that actor, just as a in memoriam type of thing. That's sad to hear. And they told me the character doesn't show up anymore, so we're gonna get rid of him. Oh, in the end of the episode, Sam, I don't know what happened to him. He's heatering on death's door. They didn't show us him dying, but it like insinuated. The dragons are safe, so I'm gonna put them back on this side. I'm gonna drop Loras Tyrell back down to safe for now. I am going to move Sansa Stark a little bit down from the about to die line, just because she's been freed. She's still in danger, for sure. I'm going to push all of the Night's Watch people to the line. Put Jon Snow in about to die. I don't know if the pirate died or not. I'm going to keep him up here. We don't know what happened to Sir Davos either. Stannis escaped, so I'm going to bring him back over the line. Still in danger. I'm going to keep Robb Stark in about to die still. I'm putting Tywin Lannister in danger instead of about to die. Talisa, I'm going to put her with the rest of the Starks around this area. I'm moving Lady Brienne to the about to die next to Jaime Lannister. I'm moving Catelyn Stark into the about to die column. Kind of because I see her betraying all these Stark bannermen, and I'm worried that they're going to the retribution on her. I'm moving our little trio down just because they've escaped their situation. They're still in danger, but I don't know how heavy it is now. And for our season finale deaths chart, we're at 20. Named deaths. Yeah, that's a lot. In comparison, there has to be more in season 1, but in comparison, there's only 8 in season 1 named deaths. For the North, the situation is that someone burned down Winterfell. Maybe it was the Iron Islanders, and the Stark boys are escaping to the wall. They're getting towards the wall. Theon Greyjoy is captured, I think. The Night's Watch situation is crazy because they got attacked by White Walkers. Sam's kind of in the middle of it. The fall of Winterfell marks a turning point for the Stark children. Their home is in ruins. They've scattered across the realm, obviously in the south with Arya and Sansa, and Rickon and Bran Stark are headed north. Each of them are embarking upon perilous journeys across Westeros. In Essos, Daenerys Targaryen conquers Qarth, takes what is hers by fire and blood, and is now on the move to repeat, in my assumption, repeat what her ancestors did in conquering the Giscari Empire. Tattered nation states such as Astapor, Yunkai, and Meereen. As a viewer, I'm really going to see what Targaryens are made of in this upcoming season. I'm going to see what those dragons are capable of, and we're going to see what other alliances she can make. Because she can't just keep destroying the world, she has to make alliances. The Fallen of Season 2 is immensely more than Season 2. The Fallen of Season 2 is a lot more than in Season 1, having 20 named deaths. That is 12 more deaths than in Season. I don't know which season has the worst body count, but we will see in the coming seasons if this season is a standout in that regard. Winter is truly coming for Westeros. The White Walkers and Whites are marching through the north and sweeping away the Night's Watch in their wake. Sam Tarly might be a victim at the end of this season. We don't know. We will see in the upcoming season. But I am not feeling strong that Samwell Tarly is going to survive. In a turn of events directed by Peter Baelish himself, the Rose and the Lion are joining houses to rule over the Seven Kingdoms and fight their enemy, the Baratheons and the Starks. Sansa Stark is being set aside for Lady Marjorie Tyrell of Highgarden. We will see if she matches the cunning and wit of a Cersei Lannister as queen, or the brutality of a Joffrey Baratheon. Interested to see how this character dynamic shakes up the Iron Throne and all of the court in the city. It is under duress, and I'm really interested to see where it goes. In episode 10 of season 2, we see Melisandre console Stannis Baratheon in Dragonstone. I'm unaware if he can come back from this and ever be as successful as he was during this campaign and ever touch or get close to the Iron Throne again. It seems for him that this war is over, but we will see. Possible casualties in this situation could be Matthäus, son of Sir Davos Seaworth, who also may be a casualty, and the pirate, who is loyal to the Onion Knight. Robb Stark is a lonely, lonely boy. He now has his new wife, Talisa. Talisa is breaking his vow with House Frey. I am not sure how House Frey is going to respond to this, but it cannot be good for House Stark in the War of the Five Kings, which is still going on, and he still needs to win. Refusing the plea of Yara Greyjoy, Theon remains with his ragtag group of Iron Islanders in Winterfell. The Iron Islanders betray him to the Starks and give him up for their free passage. We do not know if the Iron Islanders were given free passage or not, but they do burn down Winterfell. Among the casualties of this last season is Maester Luwin, a very prominent figure in House Stark and leading these young children. Maester Luwin being part of the last of the old guard, now leaving these boys helpless out in the middle of nowhere, and they have no leadership. They're going to have to figure this out on their own as children. This is one of the points I was making in my end of season breakdown. This whole world is being taken by children to rule off the backs of the failures of their fathers and their ancestors. It is shocking. It is hard to see. It's confusing where it will go into the future. And there's going to be repercussions forever from this. With the push of Daenerys Targaryen to come and retake the Iron Throne from the usurpers of the Baratheons, the Lannisters, and all else who fought against the Targaryens, is a major threat. Another major threat is the threat of the White Walkers, these demons of the North coming alive and coming back to Westeros and attacking the South once again. It is imperative that the lords of the South figure out what's going on before this happens. The world could end. This could be a world-ending situation. They don't even know it's coming. I'm now going to watch some deleted scenes that were sent to me by a commenter, and we're going to see some of those deleted scenes now. You can watch along. It's examining the armor that was stabbed by Renly.
You can't keep his armor with you forever.
Why not?
You should have buried him in it.
He wasn't a warrior.
No, but you are. Think of our house now. The whole country's at war.
It's my fault, you know.
What's your fault?
I put the idea in his head. He never even dreamed of being king.
That's true.
I promised him the throne and he believed me.
Blames himself.
He died because someone put a sword through him. He was a good man. He was a kind, sweet man. But he's gone now. He doesn't need you anymore. I need you. Our family needs you.
Wow. This is really good. I don't know why they cut this. That's so sad.
Khaleesi? Khaleesi, are you back? Khaleesi?
She betrayed her like that? I thought she was just... No way. They cut that for a reason.
King wants his little prize out.
My chamber, so wedding night will be the happiest.
Stop that!
You're hurting me, please, sir!
Sir, I'm a dog. Remember, the king's dog, and you're his bird. A song for me, little bird, and fair maidens, sing.
You won't hurt me. I don't know any songs. Not anymore.
Again, what's going on here?
No, just taking a little bird.
I'll see to the lady. Go and find a tree to piss on.
Darker side. I understand they want to give some of these characters some more lighter moments too, and not just make the whole world just brutal. I get it. They want to get the audience on the side of these characters more. Completely get it. Because I understand the books are different. The books are darker, but they're trying to play for a bigger audience here. Yeah, I don't know. It's obvious they want to go in a different direction with that character because Sandor saved her against the mob, correct? And he did that one good thing for her, and he's been helping her out. So it'd be a real change if he was just all of a sudden just mean and like forceful towards her in the end. Like it would be almost like he was doing it because he felt he had to, and then in the end he didn't feel he had to because he wasn't serving the king anymore. It'd be weird, to be honest, if he did that all behind Joffrey's back but then felt differently about it. So I get why they changed that scene completely. I do prefer the scene that's actually in the show. Very interesting. I don't remember so I think the scene is another scene where Peter Baelish is standing at the bottom of the stairs looking at the Iron Throne, and Varys comes up to him.
Is there anything special that you'd like me to do? A little dance, perhaps? Getting rather brazen, aren't we? Congratulations are in order on your new title. Thank you. And your new home, Harrenhal. You're welcome.
Wow. We haven't seen them interact in a while, ever since his promotion. We're a few episodes into the next season at this point. It's very interesting to see them interact after this because I haven't seen them interact at all. And they did a lot of that in the first season, interacting and like building their characters together. I'm curious to see where this conversation goes.
Come visit. Plenty of room. You're very kind, but I must admit the curse does frighten me. Did you know every house that's had the misfortune of holding Harrenhal has died out? But you're not the sort of man who believes in...
Said that in History's the Lore.
I'd love to talk away the afternoon, but I'm afraid that I have a meeting with the Hand of the King. That's the actual Hand of the King. Tywin Lannister, not the mutilated dwarf you've cultivated as an ally.
I'd hardly call him an ally.
Ned Stark, the imp. You do know how to pick them. It does make a certain amount of sense. You are all brothers in mutilation, after all. Maybe he'll show you his, if you show him yours.
When it comes to belittling me, you are rather limited.
Of all the grotesques, Court, whose wound is the least pleasant to behold, would you say? The Hound, Lady Ginia? No one's seen the imp's face yet, but my money's on you. It's a sentimental weakness of mine. Always bet on my friends.
Yeah, they're coarse with each other, more coarse than they were before. By the way, we have a Discord. If you guys want to be a part of the Discord, you can go ahead. A lot of people are on it now. Not a lot, a few people. And it's where we're going to do the watch parties if you want to actually watch with us when we do the YouTube. We're going to do a YouTube version, YouTube cut. it's blurred with the subtitles. Casually watch season 1 again. Probably next week, starting sometime next week. This coming week, when I normally do a Game of Thrones episode, is going to be an Avatar episode. And I might also do that for next week too. It all depends on if I can get a little more momentum going for this season. It all depends. We're going to respond to some comments. Tyrion and the wedding vows, absolutely spot on. About I said with what I say about Tyrion and Shay interacting and saying the wedding vows to each other. And Maria goes on to say he probably also remembers his wife Taisha, which we learned from Histories and Lore and a part of in the season. Those 2 weeks are probably the happiest in his life until the Septim sobered up and confessed to Tywin. And we all know what happens after that, yes. The fact that this entire season is made up entirely of themes, it is to a certain extent. The characterization is, they're trying to get across points. And maybe it's a lot of foreshadowing of themes and motifs and that kind of stuff. But mentions his Maester Aemon's season 1. If the day should ever come when your Lord Father was forced to choose between honor on the one hand and the ones he loves on the other, what would he do? He chose his loved ones. But the mix of honor and love killed him. Yes, I do agree. It is like a scenario upon scenario. She says, sometimes it feels like analysis of what started World War II, a series of events, circumstances set into a scenario when a spark ignited. Things just cascade like dominoes, impossible to stop. Everything is down to why people choose to do things the way they do them. That's a good point, and I completely agree with it. The one thing I would say is that everyone has a choice. Theon has a choice. Robb Stark had a choice. Everyone does. And it's whether the choice leads to their furthering of their goals or the furthering of their desires. Both in the case of Theon and Robb Stark, furthering their desires, not necessarily a goal. In the beginning, Robb Stark was furthering a goal. In the beginning, Theon Greyjoy was furthering a goal. It was to get revenge for the death of their father, Theon included, because Theon was raised by Ned Stark. He was not raised by his father. He doesn't know what his father wants. He just pretends to know. That's why his father tells him to go raid fishing villages, and he refuses, because he thinks he knows what his father wants. But he doesn't. He doesn't really. And in the end, he's making a decision that he'd think that his father would like. But who knows? Who knows if his father could ever come to appreciate him again. Mentioning the visions with Khaleesi in the House of the Undying. And in the books, there is a lot more. And I can't wait to read those books, by the way. It's going to be very fun. And I hope to do chapter reviews with you guys in some way, somehow. But we'll see. I hold by that. Robert Baratheon and Ned Stark making critical key mistakes that puts them all in this situation, 100% responsible, or putting these young children in response to the giant crisis. I hold to it. And it seems to me this world is built on crisis. Major mistakes. Go back and look at when not the Lannisters, but the previous lords of Casterly Rock, of the Westerlands, the previous owners of the Reach and that area where the Tyrells and Lannisters took over in the gap of their power, they decided to challenge the Targaryens, challenge dragons. That's a key critical mistake that resulted in the death of their entire house. So it seems like this world's built on critical key mistakes. But is there a point? Is there a purpose? In the end, is there a point to it? I just want to say thank you all for all of the support, all of your comments, watching, following us through this journey. It is so fun to be a part of, and we hope to continue and keep building on the channel and building our viewer base and building the people involved in our trip and our journey. And we hope to get better over time and get better with making videos, and get better with the map breakdowns, get new ideas, and feel free to give us those ideas. And thank you all for another season of Game of Thrones, and thank you all for watching Immersive Reactions.